Hi, you're listening to Screen of the Crime.
I'm Tess.
And I'm Maggie, and this is a podcast where we talk about true crime.
And what would happen if your favorite TV and movie characters committed those crimes. Hello.
Chilly day in upstate New York.
It is snowing so hard.
It's windy. I got blasted in the face with ice.
Yeah. Slipped about 1,000 times.
Oh god. I think I need better shoes.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have our hot chocolate, and we're here.
After Thanksgiving break,
Yes.
we both went home to our home states.
Yeah. Maggie, of course, got the best
We
weather
went to Florida.
in Florida.
Didn't rain once. It was nice.
Yeah. I had the exact same weather. More lake effect wind. Just a different lake.
It's fun though.
Yeah.
I like fun.
Well, we're back. I have no idea what this case is that you have. I've never heard of it
we
before.
were literally in the kitchen making the hot chocolate, and Tess was like, "What case did you choose?" And I was like listing them off, and she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
Which I think is the first time this has happened.
Yeah, I
knows
say
nothing.
this is definitely the first time where I have no idea, because these aren't like they're not the essential cases.
Yeah,
They're
not your Jeffrey Dahmer kind of cases.
Yeah. So I have no idea what's about to happen.
All right, let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about Craigslist a little bit before I start, because I love Craigslist. Craig Newman, just kidding, Craig Newmark, began Craigslist in 1995 as an email distribution list to friends, featuring local events in the San Francisco Bay Area. It became a web-based service in 1996 and expanded into other classified categories. It expanded to other U.S. cities in 2000 and now covers 70 countries.
Damn.
Yeah, Craigslist. Craigslist.org has over more than 20 billion page views per month, putting it in 72nd place overall among websites worldwide and 11th place in the United States.
Oh my god, that's wild.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, everyone talks about Craigslist all the time, so I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents sold my car on Craigslist, so it's fun.
Yeah.
And I think their boat. We had a boat. It's the leading classified service in any medium. That's including like newspapers and stuff. The site receives more than 2 billion new job listings each month, making it one of the top job boards in the world. Craigslist also dominates the U.S. rental house market with millions of new listings every month, and the 23rd largest U.S. cities listed on Craigslist's homepage collectively receive more than 300,000 postings per day just for the, quote, for sale and housing sections as of October 2011. It also has personals. The personal section allows for postings that are for, quote, strictly platonic, comma, dating and romance, and casual encounters. The site is considered particularly useful for lesbians and gay men seeking to make connections because the service is free and open nature, and because of the difficulty of otherwise finding each other in more conservative areas.
I did not. Wow.
It's like Grindr, but it's Craigslist.
Ew, that's horrible.
In 2005, San Francisco's Craigslist Men Seeking Men section was attributed to facilitating sexual encounters and was the second most common correlation to syphilis infections.
Oh boy.
Which is kind of homophobic, but it's fine. And the company was pressured by San Francisco's Department of Public Health officials to post a warning on the page prompting Jim Buckmaster to state that the site has a very small staff and that the public must police themselves. So they wanted the site to put up, like, a little post, like, if you have syphilis, don't have sex or something.
Or, like, get tested or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the site now does have links to the San Francisco City Clinic and STD forums on the Men Seeking Men page.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now, murder.
So the history of Craigslist.
Welcome to Craigslist. This is my TED Talk about Craigslist.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about the Craigslist killer, if you haven't already guessed. So his name was Philip Markoff, and he grew up in Syracuse, New York. That's kind of near us.
Yeah.
And he graduated from Verona Sherrill High School in 2004, and was a member of the National Honor Society, the History Club, the Youth Court, and the school's bowling and golf teams.
Wow.
Pretty well-rounded.
Yeah.
He went to SUNY Albany, where he was, I always say Alabama, SUNY Albany, where he was pre-med and graduated in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
And then he attended Boston University School of Medicine.
So a smart guy.
Yeah. He was getting his,
Doctor.
Yeah.
That's not how you are supposed to phrase it, but yeah.
He met Megan McAllister in 2005, and she was from New Jersey. They were both volunteering at the Albany Medical Center Hospital Emergency Room. They got engaged and planned to get married on August 14th, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So on April 10th, 2009, Tricia Leffer, who was an escort, was bound, gagged, and robbed at gunpoint at the Westin Copley Place Hotel in Boston. On April 14th, 2009, Julissa Brisman, who had posted an advertisement online offering massage services, was found dead at the Copley Marriott in Boston. She was found in the doorway of her hotel room. It appeared she had been trying to fight off her attacker when she was shot multiple times. She had placed an ad on Craigslist offering erotic massage services and had scheduled an appointment to meet a man named Andy at her hotel room.
Yeah.
In April 16th, 2009, Corrine Stout, an exotic dancer offering lap dance services, was a victim of an attempted robbery at the Holiday Inn Express in Warwick, Rhode Island. Police suspected that the three crimes were committed by the same person. Security camera footage, cell phone activity, and email evidence led police to suspect Markoff on the April 10th and April 14th incident. So that was the murder and the first crime.
Yeah.
The woman had all advertised erotic services on Craigslist.
Yeah.
That's what makes him the Craigslist killer.
Mm-hmm.
He was arrested on April 20th in Walpole, Massachusetts. On April 21st, he was arraigned. Sorry. I just had like a brain spasm. In Brisman's death, for the girl's death, the prosecutor stated that a semi-automatic handgun, wrist restraints, and duct tape had been found in Markoff's apartment, and Markoff pleaded not guilty. On May 4th, Rhode Island officials issued a warrant for Markoff's arrest in the April 16th incident, though the state's attorney general said that their prosecution would not go forward until the Boston charges were resolved. Markoff's trial was originally expected to begin in July 2010, but was later delayed to March 2011. Markoff's fiancée initially affirmed her belief in his innocence, calling him, quote, beautiful inside and out.
Did she know about it, or?
She didn't know that he was, like, committing the crimes.
Yeah.
No one knows why he committed the crimes. But she was like, one of those people that'd be like, oh no, my husband would have never done that.
Yeah.
He's beautiful.
I know if she was, like, lying and, like, pretending.
No. But on April 29th, she visited Markoff in jail to call off their wedding. On June 11th, she visited Markoff a second time and told him she did not plan to see him again for, quote, a long period of time, if ever.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Markoff made several suicide attempts, while at the Nashua Street Jail. The first one was 3 days after his arrest. Yeah. The second one was after his fiancée broke up with him. And the third one was the day his wedding would have taken place. All those times he didn't kill himself. On August 15th, 2010, 1 year and 1 day after his wedding would have taken place, he was found dead in his jail cell. He had used a knife made out of a pen and a piece of metal to cut the arteries in his ankles, legs, and neck. He had also swallowed toilet paper and tightened a plastic bag over his head with gauze. He had written Megan's name and their pet names for each other in blood on the cell wall, and the photographs of the two of them were scattered about. Which, okay, oddly enough, when I was doing research, I didn't really know a lot about the Craigslist killer. Yeah. But I was writing his suicide, and that, like, triggered something in my brain. Like, I had heard of this, specifically.
Oh, yeah.
But that was the only thing. And
I mean, it's very graphic, so I would understand how, like, that kind of is, like, the most crazy thing about the case.
So, this was adapted into a Lifetime movie called The Craigslist Killer.
Oh my god.
Of course, Lifetime. And that's it. That's all I got about the Craigslist Killer. However, I was listening to Wine and Crime.
Yeah.
And they have an episode on Craigslist killings.
Yes.
Which I found very interesting. I was listening to them on the plane ride.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, Craigslist kind of leads to quite a few murders. It's mostly robberies, though. So, like, if you put up, like, I'm selling these nice jewelry, like, you might get robbed, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, like, you can also, like, hire people on Craigslist to kill people, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously don't want that, but I think you can do that. But that was pretty interesting. So that was Craigslist and the Craigslist Killer. That's what Craig Newmark would have wanted.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a hot sec, because...
Oh, sorry.
That's alright. I'm trying to think. I don't know what would be a good... Like, what would be a good boy for this?
Well, while you're thinking, I'm going to say some housekeeping. We have a website now. I made it because I'm cool. The address is kind of hard, but it's screenofthecrime.com/site. So it's screenofthecrime.com/site. It's cool. There's a lot of links there. There's some more personal stuff about us. Everything's kind of in one place, so it's easier for everyone to kind of see some stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Also, we would like to give a little shout out to crime culture. So, I'm going to read something. Is your Netflix queue basically all true crime movies and series? Wondering why you can't open a bottle of Tylenol without using the jaws of life? Crime Culture, hosted by Haley Langan and Caitlin Marr, is a podcast that discusses true crime, pop culture, and how the two relate. From the killers who have inspired hit films like Silence of the Lambs to the motives for crimes such as the murder of John Lennon, join Haley and Caitlin every Tuesday to discover the pop culture side of true crime. So check them out. They're really cool.
Yeah. I feel like that's like, why is there just like a type of friendship where it's like, let's do a crime podcast together? Because there's so many like crime podcasts where it's like just two girls talk about like this. I'm like,
this two girls chat about murder.
Like, that's such a common theme. I wonder why that's like that.
I don't know. I mean, I like to talk about crime, and it just kind of sucked you into it, I feel.
Well, I mean, I would say that's the thing. Like ours, we're not both talking about crime, so it kind of is like a little bit different. But like, it's so many of them where it's like just two girls, and it's like, what?
Two girls, best friends, talk about true crime.
Yeah. Okay. So...
You got one?
I do, but it's really weird.
Okay.
Like, really... Because, this is one of those things where it's, like, kind of... There's not, like, a ton...
It's kind of like a one-off. It all happened in, like, 6 days.
Really? This all happened in, like, 6 days?
Right? Am I right? I wrote the notes. Give me a minute. It took place, if I could find in my notes, April 10th, then April 14th, and then April 16th.
Whoa. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, so I'll give you the suggestion, and if you think if it's too weird, then I'll try and think of another one, but for some reason this is the one that kept coming into my head.
Okay, I'm excited. Tell me.
You know the movie Who Killed Rodger Rabbit?
Yes, I know the movie Who Killed Rodger Rabbit.
Because I was like, that, like, for some reason I was like, since it all happened super fast, I'm like, the only times, like, that I think of, like, crimes happening all really fast is in, like, movies.
Yeah.
And I think, like, for some reason, I don't know why that kept popping in my head, but, like, not, like, this wouldn't be from the perspective of the killer, it would be from the perspective of, like, the people trying to find the killer.
Okay, so, like, the cops and Who Killed Rodger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so, I don't know why, I'm sorry.
It's a good movie. I
love that movie so much. So, yeah. Anyways. What's that noise?
They're watching Coraline downstairs.
Oh, okay. That's valid. Okay.
It's the scene where the button-eyed dad is playing the piano with, like, but he's not playing the piano, it's with the gloves.
Oh, I haven't seen Coraline in a while, so I really don't remember it that well.
I just know Coraline so well that I can tell from the
music.
The music that we can barely hear through the door.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the tea.
Yeah.
Alright, we both got the IMDb page up.
Yeah, we do.
Wonderful. Alright, so I think this kind of murder, it's like a kind of like a Who Killed Rodger Rabbit, but like the remake they would do now.
Yeah.
Like everyone's making remakes now, so this is like the modern version, because like that one took place in like the 40s or something.
Well, it says 1988 was when it was made.
Yeah, but it took place in like an earlier time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so this one would be like a modern remake and like a modern...
They had cell phones and stuff.
Yeah, like, because it's Craigslist, it's a website.
Yeah.
So, like, it honestly, like, the killer and all that detail would stay the same, but I think it would be, like, Eddie, the detective, like, would just be the detective.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think, like, in the world of, like, tunes and stuff, like, who's tune, who's not, I think would be... The Craigslist killer would be a tune, and then his fiancé would not be.
I was actually thinking the exact opposite.
Really?
Yeah. Because I know, like... The killer in Who Framed Rodger Rabbit, he like rips off his face, right? He's like a tune. I don't know. I was thinking his wife was more of like the Betty Boop kind of character. She was like, oh no, he wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. Oh no, I was definitely thinking that either way, but...
Yeah. But I was feeling her more cartoon. But like, you continue, because...
Well, the only reason I say that he would be a tune is because... Or wait. Yeah, no, he would be a tune. I was getting confused because it sounds, all the words are so similar. But no, I think he would be the tune. Mm-hmm. And his wife wouldn't be, because, like, Eddie has, like, kind of a weird, like, he kind of doesn't like tunes. So right. I think that would drive, like, the reason why he would just be, like, very invested in this case. So, we have, like, the first murder happens.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, this, like, they're kind of, like, on the case.
Well, there's only one murder.
Oh, there's only one murder?
Have you listened to me?
I did.
Okay, so the first one was a robbery. She was bound and gagged and robbed at gunpoint, but she wasn't killed. That's Trisha. She was an escort.
Okay.
And then the second one, Julissa, was a murder.
Okay.
And the third one was not a murder.
Alright. I thought the first one was a murder. Because, I mean, I know you said that.
I understand that bound and gagged does seem like she was murdered.
Yeah. Because then it's like...
She wasn't.
Because it seems risky. Like, if you're going to be seen, then why... You know. Unless, I mean, you could have a disguise on, but, like...
Yeah, I mean, okay. So it all happened in 6 days, and there was email evidence.
Yeah, this wasn't very well planned.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't some criminal mastermind.
No. Even though he seems smart, I don't know what his issue is, but...
Yeah, it definitely seems like something that, like, happened and was just more of a spur-of-the-moment thing.
Yeah.
So, actually, okay, considering that I think the murderer, the Craigslist killer...
Okay, yes. Yes.
is a toon, but kind of similar to the movie, does that thing where he disguises himself as a human.
Oh, okay.
So it, like, throws the path off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The path off?
Yeah. So it throws Eddie kind of, like, off the path, like, okay, it's not a toon, so they're looking for, a human,
Yeah.
so, like, it kind of makes it way easier to get away with more. Because then I think for the murder, I don't know, like, the logistics and science of, like, the toon world in this movie.
Yeah.
But I think, like, the second one, with the murder, like, there would be some form of evidence that a toon
That
did
showed
it.
that it was a toon.
I don't know how. Maybe, like, or, because I think, like, the toons interact with, like, the physical world in a cartoon way. Like, remember in the movie, like, Rodger, like
would run through the wall.
Runs through the wall, but, like, it's, like, the cut out, like,
yeah.
yeah, so it would be, like, some sort of thing like that.
Maybe, like, it would have, like, you know, when they bump their heads
Yeah.
and they have that things that, like,
Yeah.
tweet around or whatever. Maybe, like, there was, like, a dead bird or something.
Yeah, there would be some evidence like that. So then they're kind of like, okay, this is weird. So then Eddie's, like, way more into it. He's like, okay, we're looking for, like, a toon that was disguised as a human. Because it's obviously, like, connected through the email. But I think, like, for the sake of, like, being dramatic, the emails would be a little less easy to follow. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it would be a little
It
more
wouldn't just
suspicious.
be like, oh, she definitely emailed between this person.
He would have, like, a little bit more suspicion.
Okay.
Or it would be, like, this would take place in, like, an earlier time where, like, Craigslist, like, just came out versus now where it's, like, very easy to, like, encrypt things.
Yeah, it would be...
Like, it would be a little bit more, like, you know, it would be, like, the late 90s.
Craigslist didn't... Okay, so it
When did it come out?
It came out... I'm on the wrong file. It came out in 1995, but it didn't expand, like, to the United States until 2000. So...
Okay.
Like, it didn't expand to other places that weren't San Francisco.
Well, the thing is, though, it didn't... Or no, this movie didn't take place in San Francisco. I thought it did because they...
Was it Hollywood?
I think, no, it must have been in Hollywood. I was just confused because they had streetcars, and San Francisco is the only place now that still has streetcars.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
It was... Was it Toontown? It couldn't have been Toontown. Does Toontown exist?
What?
Is Toontown in Who Framed Rodger Rabbit? Or is that just the game?
Oh, we're getting too confused. Anyways. So. Alright. So, the, like, Toon World, I wonder if, like, the other thing I think could consider is, like, Toons could interact with computers. Because, like, they are kind of, like, not computer generated, but, like, they're not, like, a physical thing. So I think they could, like, hack themselves into computers in a way. You know what I mean?
Like, pop in, like, the little...
Yeah. Like, they could
so
be on the screen. Because they're, like, not, like... They don't really apply to, like, physical laws. So I think that would also, like... It would be, like, this weird, like, taunting thing where it's, like, the rest of the police force is, like, Eddie, it's not a toon. And then he's like, no, it is.
It's a toon.
And, like, this thing's taunting him, like, through the computer. Like, just pops in and be like, what's up, bitch?
Guess what?
Yeah, so, like... You know, it would be like kind of one of those things where he's like, it's not, like, the whole force is against him, and he's like, no, it is, and then he's like, right in the end. But then I think, so the third interaction, it's not a murder, the second one.
No, it's a robbery. It's a attempted robbery.
Mm-hmm. I think the third one, they would catch in the act to make it a dramatic ending.
Okay.
So... They would get, so, like, I think, like, the toon would get a little bit cocky and be like, oh, like, this date and time, but I'll be like, they'll give him, like, a thing and be like, oh, you'll never, like, catch me because of it. So then he'll be, like, really prepared. And then Rodger Rabbit, because, you know, I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's there.
He's there. But I think they'd use him and be like, send him in, because they don't...
You dress Rodger Rabbit up as the exotic dancer offering lap dance services.
Yes.
Send him in.
Yeah. And then just get beat up. But he can take it, because, you know...
Because he's a toon.
Yeah. And Eddie doesn't... Eddie, like, they're friends, but, like, I feel like he secretly hates him.
Yeah.
Yeah, send in Rodger Rabbit as the you know, exotic
dancer offering lap dance services.
Yes. And then the guy would get there and be like, what the hell? But it's Craigslist, so, like, what do you expect?
Exactly.
So then he'd be, like, pissed off and start, like, beating the shit out of him. And then they all bust in and be like, we got you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It would be one of those weird, just, like, very wrapped up endings. But, like, that's the only thing that could happen with, like, a movie where it's tunes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, I cannot think of a place for Jessica Rabbit, but just know that she's in our hearts.
Jessica Rabbit could be she could be in just, like, the first escort.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Not that Jessica Rabbit's an escort or anything.
No, but she is...
She's a beautiful, independent tune.
Is she a woman or a rabbit?
I have no idea.
I think she's a woman. Because I remember I was confused about that. I was like, wait, because her last name's Rabbit, but I think it's because she's married to Rodger.
Rabbit, yeah.
I'm gonna... Hold on.
But doesn't she have, like, she has one of those noses?
I don't think she does.
I thought she did.
No,
Now
I'm
I have
like...
to look up Jessica Rabbit pictures.
Oh, no. Tragic.
Oh gosh, darn. The first thing I get is just a human dressed up as Jessica Rabbit. Okay. Does she even have a nose? Yeah, she does.
It kind of is covered by her hair.
Her whole face is covered by her hair. Why are all these... That's... Okay. Listen, I think she's a human.
Yeah, no, she's a human.
Yeah. I see that.
Yeah. Yeah, Jessica Rabbit would be, like, the first one. Like, I don't think she would be, like, advertising on Craigslist, but, like...
But
or it was maybe, like, her
story.
show is being advertised on Craigslist,
Yeah.
and then, like, he showed up after the show or something like that.
Yeah, to rob her.
Honestly, I have to say, her character design is insane.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah.
Like, what? Like, oh my god.
What's her chest doing?
I literally, we have the same GIF up on our computer. Like, if you look up, like, GIFs of Jessica Rabbit, it just is actually insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's, like, because is Who Killed Rodger Rabbit a kid's movie?
It's Who Framed Rodger Rabbit?
Who Framed Rodger Rabbit?
I think it's a kid's movie. But, like, okay, because, like, he thinks that Jessica Rabbit's playing patty cake. Like, they use patty cake instead of, like, having an affair.
Yeah.
And, like, whenever they show scenes of her, or, like, whatever the patty caking is, like, it's them playing patty cake.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like it's a kid's movie. But, like, it was kind of meant for adults. But just looking at this Jessica Rabbit gif, I'm like, is it?
I think this is... Because it came out in 1988. And it's rated PG. So that's not, like... So that's, like, you know, a kid's movie.
Yes.
But also, like, it was in a time before, like, every like, cartoon was so, like, censored. Not, like, censored. That's a weird word for it. But, like...
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like, cartoons now are, like, if you go on, like, Disney Channel or something like that, like, the cartoons are all so, like, just, like, straight edge.
They're unsexualized, as they should be. But, like...
No, but, like, they're not fun. It's, like, all about...
True.
Like,
they all
literally...
look the
like,
same.
They all
Kind
look
of.
the same, kind of. And also, like, the other thing, so I, like, in high school, like, I babysat, like, a bunch of kids, and, like, they'd watch, like, Disney Channel, but now on Disney Channel, like, before a show will air, it has, like, there's, like, a little thing that will come up, and it's like, oh, like, this show includes, like, this lessons. I'm like...
What?
I'm like, y'all...
I remember, okay, so I was really into Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
As a kid. And then Girl Meets World came out, and I was like, let's check it out. And every episode was a new lesson learned, and I was like, okay. But then I got to one episode that was like, guys, communism is bad. And I was like, are we learning this?
Yeah.
I thought we kind of figured that out. And it was like such a weird episode for me. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Because in like Boy Meets World, he was just like, I like Topanga. And I was like, yeah, you didn't learn a lesson.
Yeah.
But now it's like, you gotta learn a lesson.
Yeah, it's dumb. Like, bring back cartoons, like Who Framed Rodger Rabbit.
Bring back good shows.
Bring back cartoons that are just slightly inappropriate.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So that's the lesson for today. Yeah.
Fantastic. What a good lesson.
Yes. All right.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Follow us on our social media, Screen of the Crime. You can email us at screenofthecrimepodcast, or you can get in touch with us through our website, like I previously stated. You can also become a supporter, because Coldier's our only supporter. We love you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Through Patreon. if you want to help us out, so that we can maybe buy a mic. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be insane.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like $1 a month. You can give more. But I learned that Twitch subscriptions are $5 a month. So, like, we're less money.
Yeah.
And we're the same stuff. Kind of.
Yeah. Isn't Twitch, like, gaming?
It is gaming.
Yeah, so don't be a nerd and, subscribe to us instead.
Don't be a nerd. We're here to bully you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye.